What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Rosh Reviews, where today we are in a Nissan 180SX, and this particular one is a Type X. This is the one you want, the body kit. This one has been fully kitted out with mods, and oh man, that dose. Now, as always, we do have to say a huge thank you, one second, to Next Ride for allowing us to take out this 180SX Type X for you guys today, because this one is for sale, guys. And if you are interested, having a look, a link is in the description below. Now, these Type X's were the ones you wanted to have, and we're only around from 1994 till 1998, but it wasn't until 1996 that Nissan started putting the cool body kit on this particular Type X. And that is why this car is so famous, because it did get a different front lip. You got that big wing in the back, the side skirts, and this car is just an event, you know, and this is what you want from an enthusiast automobile, and it just delivers it so nicely. Under the bonnet, this thing did get the SR20 DET. This motor is famous. It's in some of the Silvias as well, and all of the S chassis from Nissan are just so cool. This particular one, you know, being the 180SX, I do love the 80s vibes of this car, because pop-up headlights, you gotta love that. And power-wise, from factory, look, these things were only a 4-cylinder, so they did not make all that much power. They are turbocharged, obviously. 202 horsepower and about 202 pound-foot of torque. That was it from factory. So, you know, they weren't a powerhouse, but again, lightweight, manual, very tunable. They were just so much fun to toss around, and this is why they got their reputation like they did throughout the hills of Japan. Now look, there has been a huge amount done to this car under the bonnet, and look, as you can see, you know, it does have aftermarket wheels. It's on coilovers. The motor has, you know, it's been gone to town with. Bigger intercooler, you know, bigger turbo, it's tuned. This thing's pushing now 300 horsepower to the rear wheels, and I'm not gonna go over every single mod, but I will leave in the description down below a full mods list. If you guys are really interested, you can have a quick look down there. Now, these cars are chasing big money now. You know, we're talking, you'd be lucky to find one of these for like 30 grand. Most of them will be hovering probably around that 40 to 50 grand mark. For a Type X especially, this is the one everybody wants because of the visuals. You know, these things are pushing 50 grand, and it's a lot of money, but driving this thing today, you can see why this is going to be worth so much money in the future, because it just offers an experience unlike anything else, because it is just so raw in here. You really feel connected to this chassis, and you know, you feel like you're doing something. You're rowing the gears, the motor's dosing all over the place, the exhaust is loud, you can feel every bump in the road, but it's a good thing. And man, it's, in a world of hybrid, I'll take this, thank you. Oh man, the dose is absolutely insane. That exhaust is insane, you know, it's pops and bangs as well. Oh, like, it's making all the right sounds, this car. You got that raw driving experience. It's just, this is JDM. Now let's just pull over and have a look at this car, because the Type X really did get some notable features here. So let's have a look at this car. Now, just having a walk around on the 180SX Type X, because I really want to show you some of the features on the outside of this car, because this is what makes the Type X basically a Type X. So as you can see, this thing's got a ridiculous body kit. You know, the front lip, the side skirts, the big wing. This was all the stuff that you got with the Type X. And you know, the pop-up headlights, it just looks so good. You would have got 15-inch wheels from factory. Currently this thing is running 17s at the front and 18s at the rear. So it is pretty aggressive, but it actually doesn't scrub all that much. It's actually not scrubbed all day, which is actually really impressive considering the amount of tuck that is on the back. But it's just such an iconic shape, and you know, it's very 80s to me. I absolutely love it. You know, when they came to the 200 SX and the Silvias and that, they really did kind of modernize this S chassis, but I still love this 180. I really do. And you know, even coming to the rear, again, that wing is just so cool. Key feature for the Type X, and it's got cool little, you know, taillights at the rear. We've got a massive exhaust on the back of this thing. And overall, you know, I just really like this car. I think the shapes are cool. It's got an iconic design. It's so 80s. And these SR20s, they are only a 2-liter 4-banger, but man, when you do them right like this, you know, it's only 300 wheel horsepower, but in 1,200 kilos of a car, rear-wheel drive in an LSD, yeah, this is how you do it, and man, it is just a blast. And look, inside this car, it is really basic, pretty much just like any other JDM car from this time period, but it was just simple, and it was all you needed. You know, you had your radio. This one's got an aftermarket Alpine unit. Air conditioning, still cold, mate. The 5-speed manual, the steering wheel, the gauges, it's all just simple. It's all we need. Absolutely love this thing, man. And just how low this car sits, it is just comical. It really is. Trying to get into this thing, man. It's like you're in a Lambo or something. Oh! Oh man, this little 4-banger, it will surprise you. It really will. Just pulling it around this real tight hairpin here. Just trying to keep it in boost. Oh, it just grips. Just holds. Oh, again, heel toe is just so easy. Hit that apex. And man, this thing revs out too. Now 0 to 100, guys, we're gonna test it out. This being modified, I got no idea what it's gonna perform, but around that 6.5 seconds it's claimed. Let's see if we can get a better time than that. So we reset the draggy. I'm gonna have to build the revs up a little bit harder this time, and there we go. Yep, that was probably about as good as a time I'm ever gonna get on this back row, because we spun the wheels on the takeoff, hit rev limiter, and had a lot of fun. Let's see what that time was. 0 to 100 was done in 5.9 seconds. Woo, that little 4-banger, man. That's pretty impressive. And this is what you really have to love about 90s JDM, the stuff that a lot of us enthusiasts really grew up on. And it's just a raw car. You know, there's nothing in you. Like, there's hardly any assistance in this car. It's just like throttle by wire, manual gearbox, you know, engine up front, turbocharged, soup the thing up to hell, and just plant the foot and go. And this is what you gotta love about these cars. You know, it really is just such a raw experience. Now I'm gonna finish the video off here today, guys, so a huge thanks to NextRide for loaning me out this Type X 180SX, because man, what a blast this car is. Such a rare JDM icon, and I just had a blast. So I hope you guys had a blast as well. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you're new here. We'll see you on that next video.